Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the channel, where today I am going to be doing my review of the Mobsters Lament by Ray Celestin, which is book 3 in the City Blues Quartet. This book was originally published in 2019 and it's the third installment, like I said, in the series. Check out my previous review of book 2, which is it's not the Axeman's Jazz, that's the first one. Dead Man's Blues is the second one. I don't know why I never got around to reviewing book 1, but there you go. Links in the description below. But anyway, so whatever your ranking system may be, 5 stars, 7 stars, 10 stars, out of 100, whatever, this book gets it. This book so far has been the most fun I've had reading this year. Really good. Really enjoyable. Now, recently I was involved in a discussion about whether reviews should be based purely on enjoyment or should be a bit more critical, whatever. Really enjoyable. If you want to have a good time, pick up this book. Don't even need to read the previous two. There's different entry points in the series. This just happens to take place a few years after the other ones, but you don't need to follow a continuous plot thread, so they can be read standalone. So, slight plot summary without going into any spoilers, and I'll tell you why I enjoyed it so much and a couple of things that maybe didn't quite work out for me. So we follow Ida Young and Michael Talbot, which are our private investigators that we got to know in books 1 and 2. This is a little bit later on in time, set in 1947 in New York. Michael is an old man and his son has been wrongly accused and is in prison of several homicides. So he calls Ida from Chicago to come and help him in New York to find the true culprit of the crimes and try to save his son from the electric chair. Now, on a parallel plotline, we follow Gabriel Levison. He's a mobster, part of the New York Luciano crime family. He works for Frank Costello. So these are all like real life people. And he's trying to break away from the mafia. He's got a plan in motion. He's got a week to go to sort of escape the life and provide a better life for his niece. But, spanner in the works, Frank Costello himself trusts him to find $2 million cash that are missing. This is from Benjamin Siegel's investment in the Flamingo Casino in Vegas, the first casino in Vegas. So you got all these sort of historical references there. So now Gabriel has to go and find $2 million cash. As sort of the joining plotline that brings sort of everything together, a very tertiary character is Louis Armstrong. Now, Louis Armstrong, at this point in his life, is sort of down on his luck. His fame has waned. People see him as an old-style jazz musician, and he is trying to get his career kick-started again. And off we go to the races. We've got all these different threads that eventually coalesce into a great story. It's really good fun. It really worked for me because I really like and I really enjoy that sort of height of the mafia, New York 5 families type thing, and the constant references to the 5 families, to Benjamin Siegel, and then you got all the sort of famous mafiosi from the time also make an appearance of Vito Genovese, Albert Anastasia, Joe Adonis, all these people that are infamous, I suppose, are present there. Plus you've got the whole jazz thing sort of changing from the big band style of jazz to the more sort of reduced groups, with the emergence of renowned musicians like Charlie Parker and Miles Davis. Stanley Kubrick also gets in and mentioned, and you know, it could feasibly have happened. So it's just really good fun. It really is. It's a crime thriller investigation, very well researched, very well documented, very well presented and set in one of the most famous cities in the world. Now, slight criticism, and this is something that seems a bit prevalent in these 4 books, and it looks like Mr. Celestin doesn't really let facts get in the way of a good story. So several events get moved around in the timeline just to make for a better story. Now, we know what Tim Powers would think about that, but it's all in the afterword of the book. So a famous Louis Armstrong concert that relaunched his career gets moved a few months later in time. There was a massive snowstorm in that year, in 1947, that gets brought a little bit before to make everything more dramatic, to make everything a lot more sort of cinematic, engaging, if you might. Now, it bothers me ever so slightly, but I can put that aside because I had a really good time. I read that book, for me, now that I'm on holidays, like in 5 days. I just rushed through it. It was fantastic, really, really enjoyable. So anyone who may be interested in crime thrillers, this one has got a little bit more going on. There's as well the whole commentary on the racial issues prevalent in the US back in those times, and that all of that is explored through the Louis Armstrong sort of part of the plot. I found myself, I was really engaging and enjoying more the Gabriel part of the story rather than the Michael and Ida part of the story. You also get some chapters from the point of view of mob boss Frank Costello, but it's nitpicking because, like I said, 5 star, 10 stars, 7 stars, 100%, whatever you want to call it, this gets it. It would be awesome, it would be fantastic if it was a movie adaptation. That would be great. Or even, mini-series for each one of the books. I don't know. This was really good fun, as I keep saying, and I think I'm going to stop here for today. As usual, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Take loads and lots of care. And I'll see you soon. Bye.